I turned away from the pastures to face the gravel driveway and the house on the other side of it. My gaze wandered to the driveway, following the track it carved through the grassland, 1/2 mile to the paved highway. Movement caught my eye, and I blinked rapidly, lifting my hand to shield my eyes again. Was that a person traipsing down the driveway toward me? Nobody walked all the way from the road. Nobody. It was a 1/2-mile hike. The figure drew closer and closer. Surely the stranger would stop and turn around when he got to the metal gate and the fence that enclosed the house and barn. The figure kept coming. I squinted, slipping a hand into my pocket where I kept my cell phone, and shuffled forward 2 steps. The figure approaching the gate looked like a man, based on his sturdy frame and the way he strode toward the gate with masculine purpose and certainty. A hat squatted on his head, its brim casting his face in shadow. No, not just a hat. The nearer he came, the more detail I could see. He wore a felt fedora, just like the one Indiana Jones wore in all those movies. The stranger's t-shirt was blue and short-sleeved. His khaki pants hugged his hips and clung to his thighs, getting looser below the knees and flaring slightly around his hiking boots. Over one shoulder he carried a brown duffel bag. He kept his head down so I couldn't make out his face, even as he reached the gate. He lifted the latch, swung the gate open a few feet, and stepped through it. After replacing the latch, he marched in my direction. I started to pull out my phone to call 911, but hesitated. Something about the man seemed oddly familiar. "Hey!" I shouted. "Stop! This is private property!" The man halted, removed his hat, and plopped his bag down in the dirt. He ran a hand through his light brown hair. The glow of the sunset illuminated his face in golden tones tinged with pink. I drew back, frozen in place. It couldn't be. No. I had to be hallucinating. The heat had gotten to me, and my brain decided to harvest a memory from the distant past and bake it into a bizarre hallucination. The man resumed his leisurely, purposeful stroll toward me, his mouth curved into a casual smile. My feet refused to budge. My vocal cords refused to function. My tummy fluttered, my pulse sped up, and a ridiculous anticipation zinged through me at the sight of the 6'2" Highlander with broad shoulders and thick biceps sauntering toward me. My former college professor, my one-time lover, the only man I'd ever loved. Iain MacTaggart halted an arm's length away. His smile failed to crinkle any lines around his eyes, and no one would ever have guessed he was... How old now? He must be 50. And of course, he looked as hot as ever. Young, virile. His hook nose had never detracted from his appeal. Rather, it had always given him a dangerously seductive air. That and his easy smile. And his voice. Oh, dear God, his voice. That Scottish brogue. He hadn't even spoken yet, and my body had already come alive at the memories. "Rae Everhart," he said, as if savoring the syllables. "It's been a long time, but I found you." My throat had gone dry and tight, but I managed to squeeze out one word. "Iain?" Duh. Like I wouldn't have recognized him in an instant, even after 13 years. My brain seemed to have shut down, though, leaving me to fend for myself in the presence of the only man who'd ever made me weak with desire. Hearing his voice again after all these years, that deep and smoky timbre, my body flashed back to the last time I'd seen him, felt him, kissed him, and oh, so much more.